What's going on, nation, and welcome to Maximum Growth Glutes and Quads. Today's workout is going to consist of 2 supersets followed by a finisher exercise. Now for each exercise you're going to be doing 3 sets following a 1-1-3 tempo, so that's a 3-second negative, and you're only going to take a 60-second break in between each superset and for the finisher between each regular set. So let's take a quick look at the routine and get started.
Before you start the routine, I want you guys to make sure you're properly warming up. This warm-up is a really quick one you can do. All you need is like a 5 or a 10-pound dumbbell, and you can do some floor shoulder rotations. What this is going to do is help loosen up your shoulders, because believe it or not, even though you're going to be squatting, it's still putting a lot of pressure on your shoulders to keep your arms back and hold the bar in place. Just do 12 reps per side and then switch arms. As you can see, I'm making sure that my arm is straight out away from my body and my elbows at a 90-degree angle. Just go back and forth twice, doing 12 reps, and only rotate as far as you can. Don't force anything. The next warm-up you're going to do is an alternating toe-to-hand touch. You're going to do a 1-1 count and focus on doing 12 reps per side. And you're going to run through this warm-up twice. It's really important that when you're doing the toe-to-hand touches that you're breathing out all the air out of your system. This is going to allow you to really stretch and reach with your toe to try to touch your hand. You're also going to notice that my hands are out by the sides of my body, and if you have tight hamstrings, you might find it difficult to keep your legs straight as you try to touch your hands. But keep working with this warm-up and do it before any exercise routine that's going to involve your lower back, and in no time you'll become more flexible. Once you finish with those, you're going to go into an alternating scorpion. Once again, doing a 1-1 count, 12 reps per side. And what you're going to do, or what I like to do, is complete both of these warm-ups in succession and then go through them again one more time each for a total of, I would say, 2 circuits or 2 rounds of these. Again, breathe out all the air out of your system and try to touch your toe to your hand while keeping your chest as flat as possible and your arms out by the sides of your body. Now let's move on to the first superset. You're going to be doing barbell back squats, and you're going to superset this with a seated leg extension. Now, as you can see from the video, I'm actually doing high bar squats. I used to always do low bar squats, but I've noticed that with the high bar, I'm able to get a better workout, more muscle activation, and I'm actually getting stronger. With the low bar squat, I was relying a lot on my lower back during the lift and putting that much pressure on my lower back as I was getting up to like 325 for sets of 5 wasn't doing me too much good. You know, it was actually damaging my lower back more than helping me. But as you guys can see, I'm working with that 1-1-3 tempo. So on the way down, you're going to count 3 seconds. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, and really focus on the burn. When you get to the bottom, just stop for a brief moment and then explode on the way back up. Now, it's really important that as you do this exercise, you work with enough weight that you can maintain proper form throughout all 8 repetitions. It's not going to do you any good if you start falling over because you can't keep your core tight enough because you're fatigued from trying to do that 1-1-3 tempo. And that 3-second negative is going to be difficult, so don't be surprised if you have to lower your weight a little bit. As soon as you finish, go right into our superset. Going to head over to the leg extension machine. And with this exercise, you know, your quads are on fire. So you want to go as heavy as you can, but you want to make sure you're keeping your butt in the seat and you're getting a full extension. Once again, utilizing that 3-second negative. As you can see, I grab the outside of the handles as tight as I can to really pull myself down in the seat to stay secured in place. And then as I do the extension, I'm making sure each repetition is a full extension, and then I'm slowly coming back with that 3-second negative. You can see how much it burns just by looking at my face. So finish these up. You're going to complete 2 more rounds of this superset and then move on to superset 2. For superset 2, you're going to do a barbell front squat and then go right into a leg press. Once again, you're going to be utilizing that 1-1-3 tempo, the 3 being a 3-second negative. Now, front squats for me, it's not an exercise that I do a lot of, but I am starting to incorporate it into my workout routine more. I have a hard time with my wrists on this movement. It's just tight wrists from not practicing enough and probably not stretching out my hands enough. If you find that you have a hard time with this exercise, you can't get your elbows high enough because your wrists are too tight, you can try playing with your hand placement, or you can try actually doing some wrist stretches where you maybe stand against the wall and push your hand against the wall to really push your wrist into the way it needs to be for this exercise. Now, as you can see, once again, I'm doing that 3-second negative. I'm keeping my chest up as high as I can. I'm making sure that my back doesn't go into flexion, pushing through my heels, squeezing glutes and quads on the way up. 8 repetitions. What I also find helps with these as you start to fatigue, because at this point in time, you've already completed 3 supersets of the first exercise, so your legs are on fire, is after each repetition, just reset yourself, take in a breath, and hold it in and keep that strong core just like you would if you were doing a heavy deadlift. Now on to the leg press. Now for the leg press, again, 8 repetitions. Gonna focus on that 3-second negative. And on this exercise, you're gonna be tempted to bring it down as fast as possible. You need to fight that urge. Fight the urge to not do the 3 seconds. Maybe even go a little slower just to make sure you get all 3. But you'll see, this is actually, I filmed this. This is my my last set out of the 3. My face started to get really beet red. My legs were on fire, quads were exploding, glutes were on fire, and it took everything I had to raise the weight a little bit and keep that 3-second negative. But I'll tell you what, the pain is worth it because I know I'm gonna see some serious growth keeping up with this kind of routine. Again, on this exercise, take a second, reset, take in a breath, keep everything nice and tight, and then just focus on the weight. On that last rep, maybe even go a little slower, just to make sure you really see a serious burn. For the last exercise, you're going to do a dumbbell alternating stepping lunge. As you can see, all the blood is in my quads right now. For this exercise, I'm going to use 50-pound dumbbells, and you're basically going to step forward with one leg and then step back. And you're using that 3-second negative on the lunge. Now, 8 reps per side is a long time, especially with that 3-second negative. So make sure you grab the right amount of weight to ensure that you can do all 8 repetitions and maintain proper form. You can see my body is just thrashed right now. Vascularity is at a high point, blood is circulating, legs are pumped, fatigued, and it feels awesome. So make sure when you guys try this routine, you're only taking about a 60-second rest period in between each set. Now, it's crucial that you guys stick to that 60 seconds because the 3-second negative is part of the volume. But to make this routine as intense as possible, you have to stick to that short rest period. You're not giving the muscles enough time to recover, which means you're gonna have to make them work harder to handle some big weight. So I want you guys to give this routine a try and tweet me, tag me on Instagram. The official SHF hashtag is SHFathlete. I want to see what you guys look like while you're doing your exercises, and I want to see your faces as you're pushing as hard as possible. So you might need a workout partner to capture that moment, to see those muscle screams that we talk about, because that's what it's all about, nation.
So you guys have it. Maximum growth, glutes and quads. Now remember, The key here is those 3-second negatives. So make sure if you need to, after each rep, stop, reset, take a breath, get your core tight, and do that negative. For more great tips, exercises, and routines, feel free to join us at scotthelmfitness.com. And as always, more good stuff coming soon. See you guys.
If you're looking for a quick way to switch things up, log into your SHF profile and go to the workout section of the website. Once there, click on the muscles you want to train, then you'll be brought to a page where you can further filter down your search. Now you have a complete list of all the routines that target your chest and utilize only a barbell or dumbbell. From here you can rate the routine, add it to your routines in your profile, and if you scroll down, you can see a write-up of the entire routine as well as photos of all the exercises. You can also download a printable PDF just by clicking on it.